So the alternator on my daughter's car is acting kind of flaky, so I bought a replacement. And the one that came in this 2001 Volkswagen Beetle is a 90 amp, but I bought a replacement 120. It's 120 amp, and it's newer. It's got lower miles on it. I figured this one, the stock one, lasted to 140,000 miles, and this one I think only has 60. So I'm going to give it a whirl. As opposed to rebuilding this one or buying a new one. I think I paid $60 for this one, and I don't think my daughter wants to keep this car much longer, so I figured that was the better way to do it. First thing you're going to have to do is release the tension on the belt, and that is done by, if you see this notch here where my finger's on, a size 15 millimeter fits on it, wrench fits on it perfect. You're going to move it towards here, towards the front of the vehicle, and there's a little hole that's, and I'm going to use an Allen wrench because this is pretty hard steel. You find one that's pretty strong, and that goes in the hole in the nub that sticks out, and once you move it this way, you're going to align that hole with this one, and that'll release the tension on it. And I'm not going to be able to do that with I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, but I'll show it once I've got the pin in, or this, it'll be acting as a pin. I'm going to pause for a second and I'll show you. Okay, you should be able to see that now. If you notice, I got a different Allen wrench, or Allen, to do it with, because the other one was so close to the hole size that it wasn't getting through this hole right here. Oh, big fat hand in the way. And didn't want that, so had to get one that was a little bit smaller. If you don't have Allens, you can use a drill bit, anything that's hardened steel, because the tension on it's pretty good. And you could let the belt just flop down, but I'm going to actually tie wrap it up, so it'll be in place, so I don't have to really reroute it. I think that'll be easier. I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see. So not sure if you can see that, but I have it tie wrapped. So all that's I've taken it off of is I took it off of the tensioner and off of the pulley of the alternator. So I don't know if it's going to be worth the time I spent. It only took me like, I don't know, 2 minutes to do it. So we'll see if it's worth it. It's probably not hard to reroute the belt. It's just, I don't know. It's just not a lot of room in there for my hands, but I figured I'd give it a shot. So now I'm going to remove this. It's a size 6. I've got one on my socket, so I'm going to remove this, then remove the tensioner bolts, and they're 13 millimeter, and I believe there's 3 of them. There's 2 up here on the top, and then that'll allow me to get this hose out of the way too, lift it up and out of the way. Anyway, I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back.